welcome back to another video. Today I am a little bit sick. So today I wanted to talk to you about my rheumatology appointment. We're doing my 3-month checkup. So I had gone in September and then now I went in January. So this is basically my health update and just me sharing with you what happened and what we're doing. I had some blood work to show that we wanted to do, and everything was fine, everything was within the values. We've also talked about the supplements that I'm taking, about the cod liver oil. I definitely think the cod liver oil is helping. She told me totally, and that if I feel like it's helping, then it's no problem at all taking it. We also talked about me taking magnesium with B6 vitamin. She also said that it's supposed to help with our muscles and stuff, and that it would be good. I also told her about the fact that some people have told me that it's helped them with the energy levels, and she said obviously it can't hurt, and if I wanted to try it, then obviously it will take a few months to see a difference, but for me to feel free to try it. I told her about, having gone to the gynecologist, which, you go every year. So I told her everything was fine and showed her the tests that we ran. I also showed her about the problems that I've been having with and why I went to my gastroenterologist, and I told her everything that we did, showed her the tests. She was happy that I'm eating better, but I will make a video about that specifically when I have my checkup with my gastroenterologist, because we haven't sort of finished the treatment yet. But I told her that it was going well and everything, and it was good. I feel really good with this doctor, because everything that I tell her, even small things that I'm happy about and that are getting better, she smiles and she celebrates with me, and it's really cool. I think that's a really good thing. We really focus on what's happening now. What else did we talk about? I told her that I have work now and that I have a little job, that I work from home, and she was really happy about that, because when I first went to her, I told her I don't know what I want to do as a job, but I want to feel like I can work and I can do something for myself. And it was a really big, important thing for me to be financially independent. And so the fact that I'm now capable to work towards that is really awesome, and she was very happy for me, obviously. We also talked about me going to water aerobics, and she obviously knew about it. We talked about it, and she helped me sort of figure out how to do it and how to work slowly towards that. So she was also really happy for me, but she told me to keep doing it once a week until further notice, because if I'm still very, very tired the next day, then it's not prudent for me to start doing twice a week yet, because obviously I will not get anything else done, and that's kind of not the point. I told her that I feel a lot more confident and more I can do things, that I'm slowly building up a new life, brick by brick. I'm slowly piecing together my life again, and it's different from it was before, obviously, because I have to focus on a different career kind of thing, but also it's a lot more meaningful, and my priorities have shifted, because obviously the things that I could do and that were important to me were different than now. I told her about the whole my hands and feet getting numb with cold. She said that it was really common for fibromyalgia, and that my attitude of just bundling up and being warm all the time was a really good idea. I told her about the fact that I always have a constant lower back pain, but that I don't feel like we should up my meds, because I only have that pain when it's colder, and I feel like I am controlling it pretty well with the hot water bottles and just wrapping up warm and being warm. And I feel like I've actually managed to decrease the average intensity of that pain. I've actually managed to make it a little bit less intense with time. So I don't really want to up my meds. We talked about my medication, obviously. And one of the problems that I have with my medication right now, I feel in terms of helping me with the pain, we're good. I don't want to have more side effects. I don't want to up the meds, because I feel pretty functional, and I feel I have them they make me sleepy enough that I can sleep better, and they make me, they take the pain away enough that I can have a normal life and do other things that will then help reduce my pain further. So I feel it's good. We're in a good spot with the meds. But the thing is that one of my medications is definitely making me really, it makes me really loopy. And I don't really have a good word for it. It makes me really foggy and really loopy. It's really different, because it's not just sleepy. I actually, it's like I'm drunk. I can't say things properly. I can't really piece together a sentence properly. Even though like today I'm having a hard time piecing together sentences, but it's for a whole different reason. But this is like, especially at night. And something that worries me and my boyfriend is that if something were to happen, like an emergency of any kind at night, we're scared that I wouldn't be able to react properly and that I would have a hard time, reacting because I'm so loopy on my meds. I brought this issue up with my doctor, and she said she's heard this problem before, that other people have felt this. She asked me if I had an inkling as to which medication was causing this. When I started thinking about it, I think it's probably the cyclobenzaprine, which is, I guess, Flexeril in the States. Here it's called Flexiben, but I'm actually taking a different form of that. I take one that's called Myodia, which is slow release, and it's a little bit stronger than the Flexeril that I was taking before. So it's the cyclobenzaprine, it's the ingredient in that medication. And she told me that a lot of people feel that this specific medication makes them feel really loopy and like they're drunk and like they can't really make, string words together and stuff. So she thought that it was more likely that one than the Lyrica, which is pregabalin, whatever how you say it. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, actually that makes sense, because I'm supposed to take that cyclobenzaprine at 7 o'clock. I like more often than not forget to take it and take it later. But I noticed that when I do take it at 7, when I go to bed like a few hours later, I notice that I'm more loopy than when I take it with everything else and then I go to sleep and I'm not awake for that reaction. I asked her like, how can we fix it? Is it possible for us to have that side effect taken away? Because the thing is that it doesn't make me just sleepy, because we want sleepy. That's the whole reason why I take all of my meds at night. Even though Lyrica is supposed to be taken every 12 hours, I take it every 24 hours. Because it makes me sleepy, so we use that to our advantage. Instead of me taking sleep meds, I just take my regular meds that make me sleepy at night, and then I can sleep better. And it does work, and I do, like, the first few hours of the night, I always have a deep sleep. I'm not in a deep sleep as long as I probably would like to, and that would be really constructive to me. Ever since I started taking the Lyrica, my sleep problems have really decreased. I feel like that's a good thing, positive. I really want to keep that side effect because that side effect is helpful to me. But the loopiness is different because it's not sleepiness. It's like my brain's not working. It's like my brain is made out of mashed potato. What she recommended I do, I guess, is that I try for a few weeks taking the cyclobenzaprine every other day instead of every single day. The idea behind this is to see if on the days that I don't take it, I feel less loopy and less like a drunk toddler. And if on the days that I do take it, I feel again like that. And if that's the case, then we can see what we do from there. If it is the cyclobenzaprine that is making me feel that way, which it probably is, then we have to sort of figure out what to do from then. Or if it isn't the cyclobenzaprine that's making me feel that way, then we also have to then reassess. So once we figure out if the cyclobenzaprine is making me feel that way, which probably is, we have to test out other things. So then we have to figure out if taking it every other day is having a negative impact on my pain levels. And if it is, then I'm gonna go back to taking it every day. We either have to live with the fact that it makes me really loopy, or when I go back to my doctor, we will discuss maybe switching it out for something else. However, if it doesn't have a very significant negative impact on my pain levels, so if I'm still managing okay, and if I'm not in like a huge amount of pain, then what we're gonna do is keep it as every other day until I go there from 6 months from now. I will be able to have like more time and more data to show her and to more information to decide what we do next. And the thing is that even if we do want to take out the cyclobenzaprine and switch it out for something else, I can't just stop taking it like that. We have to do this like slow decrease anyway. So I think that's the main thing, or the biggest thing that we're experimenting with. All of my symptoms are sort of like in check. The only thing that I feel like is still really bothering me is this thing that I've noticed. I've had it since I started getting sick. My hands get really shaky. I don't know if you can see it. They're not really shaking right now. And I have a really high resting heart rate. It's never under like 95. I think when I'm like asleep, it's like 87 or something, which is really high. And it's always like between 95 and 105, like on my daily basis, like when I'm not doing anything. She suggested that it was because of the anxiety, because obviously everyone who has fibromyalgia also has anxiety. Even if you didn't have before, you do now. I told her, no, I don't think it is because of that, because sometimes I feel these symptoms and I didn't have an anxious day, and I don't have like, it just is happening and I'm like working or doing something and I'm not even thinking about anything. I'm just watching a YouTube video and I feel my heart racing, and it's weird, you know? So she suggested that I start tracking when I have these like shaky hands and like heart racing symptoms, and that I write down if, you know, on that day or the day before or like around that time I'm feeling anxious about anything, and if it correlates to anything. As time goes by, we can sort of collect more data and have more information about where it's coming from. Next time I go, we are gonna revisit this topic and see if it is because of the anxiety or if it is because of something else. And the final thing I think we talked about was I asked her about me going to see a neurologist. And I told her, like, I don't want like another person treating me. It's not about that. I'm just curious about hearing a different perspective of the same thing. And she actually gave me a few names of people that she thinks would be helpful to me. And she also suggested that I ask the neurologist about my like hands shaking, because it might be something that they understand better than her. Yeah, so that's everything. I think that's everything that we talked about. I'm about to complete my first sort of diagnosis anniversary. So it just really makes me think about how poorly I felt at that time, and how my baseline right now for an average day is so much better than even my good days back then. I have more mobility, I have a bit more flexibility. I feel like my body is not as tense and it's not as like tight as it used to be. Generally, I feel healthier. Even though I don't feel super healthy, I do feel like better. I feel like more like me. And it's interesting to see like my progress and to think about my progress and how far I've come. I think the biggest thing really is that I feel that my health isn't as unreliable than it used to be. It's still unreliable, obviously, but the amount of times that this happens that I feel I'm expecting to feel better and I don't is a lot less than it used to. Overall, I feel like I am getting better. It doesn't mean I don't have bad days. I still do. It doesn't mean I don't have pain every day. I still feel pain every single day. I still feel symptoms every single day. But I feel like it doesn't keep me from my life as much as it used to. It still does. It still imposes limits that you didn't used to have. And I feel like that's the thing. I'm never going to be the me that I was before I got sick, but I can get closer to it. I'm never gonna be as independent as I used to be, because there will always be days when I don't feel so good and when I need help and when I won't be able to work that day, and so I will make less money. Like, all of these things still will happen, but I feel like all we can do is really just try to decrease the frequency that these negative things happen. Yeah, so I'm rambling and I'm tired. And now I'm gonna go and have some soup and take some cold medicine and probably have a wonderful nap. If you do have any like questions, any things that I didn't mention and you're curious about, let me know and I can maybe make a video about it, or like just tell you the answers to those questions. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like and a comment, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, because it would mean so much to me. I make 2 videos a week and they're normally about fibromyalgia in some shape or form. That is all of the things that I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!